Hello everyone, this is Jackie Williams, and in this video I want to share with you the easy and effective and fun torn card technique. And I will be using the Ringed with Nature bundle, and this is available in the July through December mini catalog 2022. You can see it's a stamp set and dies and also an embossing folder. And this is a hybrid folder. And I will be doing more projects with this, and we'll probably do a video featuring this suite. And I will also be using a sheet of paper from the Rings of Love designer series paper, which also coordinates with that bundle. So let's get started with our project. So I'm going to start with a mint macaron mat and a basic white mat. And I do have a thick basic white card base. I'm going to set that aside just for the moment. So the mint macaron mat is 5 1/4 by 3 7/8, and the white is just very slightly smaller at 5 1/8 by 3 3/4 inches. So then I've got my designer series paper, and it can kind of be any size. You will just adjust your tear to fit the size that you've got. But this is probably about 3 inches by 4 inches approximately. And we'll go ahead and put that on approximately where the tear is going to be. The other side of this paper is also quite beautiful, as you can see. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball where this is going to go for now. I might move it up just a little. There we go. Now we want to tear our white paper, and our tear we want to have so that it's going to be exposing the designer series paper. So I know it needs to be right here in this vicinity. Now it took me a few tries to work it out, so hopefully my tips will help you when you're crafting. When you are tearing, the piece that you want to leave behind, you want to tear away from yourself, and that will get you that nice torn edge look. And you want to just tear it about as far as you want it to go, maybe about to here, maybe a little bit more. And then when you tear the second side, you want to make sure that this piece that you're going to keep is going away from yourself. So kind of the opposite of the first one that you did. And just tear it to about the same length. Now I'm just going to take a minute here and just double check that that's enough. It is enough. My little house is showing. Now then, this piece here is what we're going to roll up. However, my experience is that this is actually too much paper. It ends up being thicker than you want it to be and a little bit hard to roll. So I just chop off a bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and roll that up. I'm going to roll it up once just to kind of soften the paper. And then I'm going to just put on a very thin and small amount of glue, and that's just going to hold my roll together, hopefully. Now, in most cases, you'd be finished here. You just want to maybe put a little more glue or a glue dot there to tack that down. But for this particular project, I'm going to just take it one more step. Sorry, my thing just came unrolled. We'll just do that again. And I'm actually going to cut this away. And then I'm going to just re-adhere it. And this is just for looks. You don't have to do this step. And the reason why I've done that is because I'm going to take a piece of linen thread and tie that around this piece here. Then I'm going to just take my glue and go ahead and glue that back on. Now before I stick this on, I'm going to do my stamping. And I'll just use the Thinking of You from the Ringed with Nature set. It actually stamps really well. And I'm going to place that about here. And I am stamping in Early Espresso. And then we'll go ahead and put this onto our card front. And I am going to use glue quite intentionally so that I can adjust this so that it's even on all four sides and reasonably even with my designer series paper there. And then we're going to go ahead and put that onto the card base, and this layer I will put on with dimensionals. Now we'll just add some embellishments to the front, and I have my solid faceted gems, and I'm going to use these dark green ones. I think these are really good. I'm pleased that we have some green gems. You could put one more up here. I think it's probably a bit too much. It competes a bit with the bow. That's just my opinion. Then for the inside, I'll just move that up. I will just use mint macaron and soft suede, and I'll just stamp the cute little house image that is also included in this set. And then give us a little green roof. And then I've matted that to my mint cardstock, and then we'll just add that inside the card for a nice, cute finish. There we go. So that is our torn card. Now this is a reasonably simple version. I have another one that I did earlier, and the only difference is I used the rustic dots instead of the mossy meadow faceted gems. And you can see you get different areas of the paper and you get a slightly different look each time. And on this one, I also inked the edges just very lightly with crumb cake ink. So just to take some of that white off. I think either one looks nice, so whichever you prefer. And on this sample, I have used the upcoming brand new gnome set. These papers are from the same Rings of Love Designer Series paper pack. And I've just used the stitchery stamp along the sides to kind of go along with the stitching in that gnome's hat. And this is just the Designer Series paper that I've cut out. Just a cute little, could be a Christmas card or could just be a cute little whimsical card for someone. And on this one, I did a square card, and this time I did the tearing going vertical and then kind of faux tied it up with a ribbon. So it's like a curtain being held up. And this time I've just exposed some Designer Series paper, the Hues of Happiness paper, and then just some simple words and gems in the fresh freesia. And in this version, I have used the Texture Chic Designer Series paper, and I've used Designer Series paper on the top and on the bottom, and made that exposed piece actually the mat, so it's not a separate piece. And this time did my words as what was being exposed. The nice thing about using Designer Series paper in this area is then when you roll it back, you see the other side, which happens to be the same print that I used here, so it doesn't stand out as much as otherwise, but that is another possibility and option with this very easy technique. So there are my ideas with this torn card technique. I hope you give this a try. Thanks so much for joining me. Please leave me a comment, share this video, subscribe, and I will see you next time. This is Jackie Williams. Bye-bye.